how's it going? And a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that stuff that you usually say at this time of year. And welcome to my review of 1917, a movie that I saw 3 weeks ago and just haven't gotten around to doing a review yet because it's been a busy month. So this film was directed by Sam Mendes and it stars George McKay and Richard Madden as two British soldiers who have to deliver a message on foot across enemy territory in World War I in order to save a massacre from happening. Now, when I first saw the trailer for this film, I wasn't excited, mainly because I just have this mental block that prevents me from getting excited about war movies. I don't know what it is. Like, I mean, you know, most of the time, like, I'll actually then see a war movie and it'll be absolutely brilliant, but there's just something in my brain that keeps telling me I don't like war films. Like, the cast look good. Aside from the two leads, we've also got people like Colin Firth, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Mark Strong, but just overall, I couldn't get excited. And I do like Sam Mendes as a director as well. But then all of a sudden, everybody on Twitter who got to see early screenings of this thing were just saying it was one of the most intense movie experiences of the year. And then I found out that the whole movie is designed, well, mostly designed to look like one continuous take. It is split in two halves, but yeah, each half is designed to look like one take. And I'm a fan of that gimmick when it's done right. Like, I know it is a gimmick, but in this case, it is implemented so brilliantly well because it just immerses you so deeply into the film because you're on this journey with these two people and you're there with them because there's no cuts. Like, it really makes you feel like you're there and it ramps up the intensity of the film so much. You know, when things start going down, and believe me, this film is just these two people going from one bad situation to another and trying to figure out how to get out of it. But because you're there, it just really makes it a much more visceral experience. So look, yeah, on a technical level, this movie is amazing. Now, I know there are some people, like some friends I went to see it with, who were a little bit put off by the whole one-shot thing because, like my friend Justin, who's a cinematographer, he said it took him out of the film a little bit too much because, you know, there are so many times where you're just wondering how the hell they achieve certain shots. You know, when a camera will be going along one area and then across some water and then over the other side and up and down and around, and it's just mind-blowing. So for some people, it will take them out of the film a little bit. And yeah, look, by all means, I also was sitting there wondering how the hell they achieved some of these shots. But overall, it didn't take me too much out of the film. Like, I was able to get back into it straight away. So the performances in the film are absolutely amazing. Every single person did a great job. One thing though that I've got to say about this film is the freaking score. This has one of the best soundtracks of this year. It was absolutely incredible. The way it ramped up the intensity where it needed to, or, you know, tugged the heartstrings in the emotional scenes. There were just so many times that the score just complemented the film perfectly. The production design as well, like, you really feel like you are there in that year in World War I. As far as all the costumes, everything, yeah, it was just flawless. And the film also delivered a few surprises. Obviously, I'm not going to say what any of them are, and I'm not even going to hint at what they might be, but yeah, there were some moments in the film that were completely unexpected, and I really commended it for doing that. It wasn't just kind of a straightforward story. Like, yeah, there were some things that happened that you kind of like, okay, didn't see that coming. So the only thing that let it down just that much for me, being that it was designed to look like one shot, there were a couple of scenes in the film where the action and the tension slows right down. Just some character moments between two people where, because there's no cuts in the film, the camera just kind of lingers and it loses that momentum, it loses that energy, because obviously in a film, one of the ways you achieve energy in your shots is by moving the camera around, or cutting, or, you know, there's a lot of different ways. But yeah, in that respect, because the camera was just lingering on a conversation between two people, like, it was like, the scenes that I'm talking about were great and the dialogue was fantastic, but yeah, it just kind of slowed it down a little bit too much for me. I get that you need a breather in a film like this, but yeah, I don't know. It just sort of, maybe they could have just moved the camera around a little bit more or something, but anyway, that's the only minor gripe I have with this entire thing. And not only that, you know, one of the ways that I judge a movie nowadays is by how memorable it is. I mean, there are a lot of movies where I can walk out of a theater and just think to myself, yeah, I'm going to remember that movie. And yeah, like I said, 3 weeks have gone by and I remember every single moment of this film. It is so very memorable. And I mean, I'm comparing it to movies that I might have seen a couple of weeks ago that I barely remember now. Yeah, like Rise of Skywalker. There's a lot of scenes in that I'm trying to forget. But no, this film, yeah, I remember it vividly, and yeah, probably will forever. Look, there is no question I'm going to be buying it on day one when it comes out. I'm really looking forward to getting into any behind-the-scenes featurettes, which I hope it's going to be packed with them, because there was actually, I was watching a video on YouTube recently and one of those annoying ads came on at the start. I was about to click it, but then I realized it was a behind-the-scenes thing of 1917, and yeah, you know, watching the camera going along on a drone and then being detached and carried along all in one fluid motion was just incredible. So yeah, if anything, you know, this film, it's worth seeing just for the technical achievement alone. But yeah, look, as it stands, this film is easily going to be in my top 10 list for this year. There is no question about that. And yeah, aside from that one minor gripe, it was near perfect. And I'm going to give 1917 a 9.5 out of 10. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch my review of 1917, and yeah, I was going to apologize for it being late, but I mean, this movie hasn't even come out yet, so yeah, we good. And stay tuned, because pretty soon I'm going to have my best and worst list of this year. There's just a couple of movies that I've got to see which could make it onto each list. And I'm looking at you, Jojo Rabbit, and Cats. Oh, fucking Cats. But if you've been one of the people who have been lucky enough to see 1917, let me know what you thought of it, or yeah, when the movie does come out, come back and let me know what you thought of it, because yeah, I'd love to know what everyone else thinks of it. So fire away, drop me some comments either here, Facebook, or Twitter. All the social media links are in the description below, because I like to talk about movies, and I would love to talk about movies with you. Catch you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nah.